Even in rooms where silence lingers, a quiet awe is forming, woven from moments too subtle for applause, yet powerful enough to shift the entire mood of the day. Somewhere out there, curiosity has grown into fascination, from someone whose path never seemed likely to cross with tales of bold persistence. In just a short while, what has patiently watched from the sidelines will step boldly into the story, rewriting expectations without warning. As unseen events line up with the precision of a secret clock, an invitation takes shape, so unexpected and breathtaking that it will make old assumptions vanish in an instant. Unnoticed patterns, long hidden in ordinary days, have been sending out faint signals, now answered by an attentive mind that reads significance in the overlooked details, piecing together meaning where others only saw routine struggle. Not random glances, but a quiet investigation, an ongoing search for a spark in the ashes. It's the moments marked by feeling out of place, standing apart, or carrying questions that have drawn attention from unexpected places. The steady process of rising after setbacks, of finding dignity in the unnoticed victories, has created ripples strong enough to be traced by those looking for resilience, not comfort. Every twist and challenge left a marker, building an invisible bridge between two lives, until now, when all the quiet endurance and growth reveal their unexpected audience. Not every observer claps in the open. Sometimes, respect grows in shadows, developed by those who pretend indifference, yet quietly track the footprints left behind after every turning point. People who once seemed to doubt, now reconsider what determination really means. Moments of dignity, caught in passing, linger in the minds of people encountered only once, reminders that composure during difficulty leaves an imprint deeper than words. Recognition isn't always comfortable. There's a certain admirer wrestling with an inner battle, uneasy at how much admiration has crept in. A lifetime spent refusing to be easily moved has shaped their reputation for high standards and skeptical distance. Still, steady effort has managed to unsettle the rules they thought were unbreakable. The steady proof of authenticity has chipped away at long-held ideas, pushing them toward a decision that surprises even their own logic. Influence isn't always loud. The presence that's been radiating lately draws attention, quietly altering the expectations in every room. The usual roles or labels fade, replaced by an admiration that cuts across any division. Observers, regardless of their own journey, feel drawn to the consistency witnessed day after day. It's not a product of coincidence, it's a rare kind of inner clarity, shaped in difficult moments, that produces a confidence others can't help but sense and quietly respect. Some presences seem distant, unreachable, living in worlds that rarely intersect with the everyday. Still, there's one individual quietly charting every step taken, someone who once felt as inaccessible as the summit of a far-off peak. Interest has shifted from casual awareness to something far deeper, as close study becomes almost ritual. Each reaction to a challenge, every moment of steady progress in turbulent times, and the refusal to bend in difficult seasons are noted in careful detail. What began as detached interest has grown into a persistent admiration, and that silent intensity is beginning to seek a visible outlet. Every obstacle was a sculptor, shaping influence in ways invisible from the outside. Those most set in their ways, who seemed determined to contradict at every turn, became unexpected mentors in flexibility, teaching how to slip around stubbornness instead of colliding with it. Encounters with those who seemed to sap vitality required the building of strong internal walls, quietly creating a space where distractions could not intrude. Setbacks, far from being simple delays, became training grounds for refining emotional strength and adaptability, opening doors to insights rare in ordinary experience. Each hardship was a lesson plan, carefully tailored for those destined to shift outcomes that others never attempt. Some are drawn to the ability to communicate across divides, to connect people whose perspectives seemed frozen in opposition. That quiet, persistent observer has seen what happens when hopeless cases are offered patience, when friction becomes dialogue, when estrangement is turned into common cause. A need has emerged, impossible to fill with conventional solutions, a demand for someone whose tenacity and creative approach might resolve what so far has remained unsolved. The qualities cultivated over time now stand out as the vital key for a challenge no ordinary tactic could unlock. Lately, unseen tension has grown around each new move, as if invisible watchers are measuring every effort. Interference is not accidental, but instead a calculated attempt to redirect focus and scatter attention at exactly the wrong moments. The sharp increase in chaos and temptation to be sidetracked signals the arrival of a turning point, one that could open possibilities never imagined before. This sudden turbulence marks the approach of a crucial invitation, one that will require deep clarity and unshakable presence to recognize and accept. Disruptions often masquerade as small, unrelated glitches, a crucial task stalled by inexplicable malfunctions, harmony in friendships replaced by friction, obligations suddenly piling up from unexpected places. Such interference rarely arrives by chance. When focus is most needed, distractions gather as a deliberate force, intent on scattering priorities just when vision should be razor-sharp. Those working to limit growth understand how easily momentum can be lost when attention is stretched thin, and every new detour is a calculated move to stall what's quietly building. Periods spent apart from familiar circles are rarely signs of retreat. Sometimes, what looks like separation is actually an intentional reset, aligning life with new frequencies that demand space and clarity. Connections unable to support the next chapter quietly dissolve, opportunities drift out of reach, and the past closes its doors, not as punishment, but as preparation. The path narrows, stripping away the unnecessary so what's meant to emerge can do so without compromise. Solitude, though heavy at times, creates the ideal climate for subtle growth. Without the buzz of constant company, awareness stretches, allowing senses to detect subtle cues and intuition to sharpen. Manipulation stands out more clearly, genuine chances distinguish themselves from false promises. Patterns that once went unnoticed become impossible to miss. The sense of aloneness, rather than a gap, forms a lens that brings the extraordinary into sharp focus, preparing for an opportunity that demands heightened discernment. Change underway isn't confined to the surface. Internal dynamics shift, reshaping the core and allowing something long dormant to shine outwards. The radiance now visible to others is no mask, but a natural result of an inner realignment that's broken through old limits. This newfound presence acts as a catalyst, altering perspectives and energies wherever it appears. Encounters leave people subtly transformed, not through preaching, but simply by example, steady in turbulence, quietly inspiring, and always moving with conviction. Prosperity now in motion has nothing to do with past hardships as a form of payback. It's a recognition of the capacity to handle greater responsibility with transparency and purpose. Even when resources were few, there was never a surrender to shortcuts or compromise. This unwavering commitment, proven over time, has positioned the current chapter to attract opportunities that demand more than skill. They require unshakable values and courage to steward resources for causes larger than personal gain. The unpredictable nature of performance-based work has offered its own kind of schooling. Inconsistencies in reward, months when output soared but results lagged, and stretches where effort seemed invisible, were all testing grounds. During lean times, the real measure was never income but the refusal to lower standards or abandon discipline. These periods have been quietly observed by someone searching for rare consistency, a reliability that makes certain people stand out as worthy of trust, even when success seems delayed. A quiet radiance growing beneath the surface often escapes casual notice, yet it calls out to those equipped to see untapped potential in unlikely places. Efforts poured into hidden projects, discipline practiced away from applause, and ambitions carried without outside approval, these have acted as blueprints, crafted not for idle pastime but for moments of significant unveiling. The diligence of an unseen observer has uncovered the intricacies of a journey most would overlook, identifying unmistakable signs of readiness and creative mastery waiting to be unleashed on a larger scale. Unseen threads have been pulling together distant events, weaving an intricate tapestry beneath everyday experience. While attention was set on short-term goals and the demands of the moment, a broader choreography was assembling everything needed for a dramatic intersection, one that will highlight the remarkable precision of universal timing. Another individual, moving along a parallel track of preparation, has been quietly gaining insight and direction, drawn toward a meeting neither party consciously engineered, but both somehow shaped through persistent intention. A unique inflection point is nearing, defined not by incremental gains but by a leap into new territory, where earlier challenges become the foundation for a sweeping elevation. What's about to arrive is not the result of slow accumulation, but the product of alignment, where readiness and opportunity snap together and ignite sweeping influence. The scale of possibility waiting just beyond the current horizon is far greater than anything previously imagined, set to amplify hard-won talents in ways that ripple far beyond personal boundaries. A messenger approaches, embodying the link between lived reality and aspirations long held beneath the surface. With the power to open new channels and environments, their resources and network become instruments for amplifying gifts that have matured in obscurity. Their recognition serves as a mirror, reflecting not just outside validation but activating deeper self-understanding about the true breadth of what is possible when supported and truly seen. Inner turbulence felt in recent days is less about dread and more a signal of momentum gathering pace. A subtle recalibration is in motion, old satisfactions lose their comfort, familiar situations feel too small, and conviction grows sharper about which opportunities are worth pursuing. These shifts are not confusion, but markers of the mind and spirit making space for a reality that will soon expand well beyond previous limitations. Challenging circumstances in recent times have acted as an intricate series of filters, distinguishing who is truly ready for higher responsibility. Every event demanding steadfastness became an arena to embody the principles that will soon be called upon at much greater scale. Encounters with those who sought to push limits revealed whether the capacity to defend vital priorities had become instinctive. The moments when immediate pleasure was traded for the promise of something deeper silently declared loyalty to purposes that extend far beyond fleeting rewards. A coming crossroads will illuminate the wisdom in choices that once appeared senseless to bystanders. Connections released despite collective opinions, temptations bypassed in favor of something harder to define, high bars held firm amid outside judgment. All these decisions resonated at frequencies matching the next phase of the journey. Someone out there, seeking authenticity over expedience, has been searching for these very qualities, and the unwavering track record built over years has made that search fruitful at last. A new threshold is set to define what everyday experience will mean, one where expansion, respect, and resources become standard, not exception. This is not a mere blip of improvement, but a fundamental upgrade into realms that reflect the transformation already completed within. Breakthroughs in tangible means will now make it possible to chase aspirations that once seemed forever postponed by lack. The acknowledgement arriving in tandem will shine light on all the work accomplished in quiet corners, finally revealing that none of the effort was lost. The stage being prepared demands attributes honed in pressure and solitude, adaptability that refuses collapse, the ability to shift perspectives, a knack for fostering progress even in stubborn environments, and a steadiness untouched by accolades. The role was never meant for someone shaped by comfort, only a path forged by challenge could create the readiness required. Attempts to fill this place with others have come up empty, revealing how rare these skills truly are. All prior setbacks now stand revealed as building blocks for something only hard-won growth could support. Events are now converging in a manner that transcends what any blueprint could predict. Delays and setbacks were never mere hindrances, but synchronizations, aligning every step with unseen preparations unfolding elsewhere. Those whose paths are about to intersect have undergone distinct but parallel journeys, gathering what was necessary in ways neither could plan. Their union, engineered by forces beyond plain sight, is about to deliver outcomes that feel both staggering and inevitable at the same time. When an invitation to step forward arrives, it rarely matches the shape of familiar ambitions. Instead, it extends beyond what feels routine or safe, built to challenge the edges of past experience and designed to spark transformation in spaces that comfort alone could never reach. Trust is being placed in latent strengths, waiting for the right environment to fully unfold. The faith of another in hidden potential can accelerate the emergence of capacities that might otherwise have stayed dormant, catalyzing growth that only bold choices can unlock. Beneath the surface of ordinary days, a hidden choreography reveals itself through repeating motifs and patterns of unexpected depth. Chance meetings that once felt random now stand revealed as intentional signposts, each moment carefully recorded in a mental archive. A sharp look from someone dismissive, a test from a client with relentless demands, or the poised reaction to harsh criticism, all have become brushstrokes on the canvas of reputation. Each scene has been quietly reviewed by an observer with a keen sense for authenticity. Some are drawn to investigate progress not through intrusion, but through attentive observation. The steady evolution displayed across projects and roles tells a narrative that stands apart from the fleeting bursts of enthusiasm common in most. Growth is reflected in the subtle polish of creative work, the increasingly effective presentations, and the sharpening of problem-solving instincts. These are the signs that impress those accustomed to watching many give up at the first setback, and they reveal a quality of dedication rarely found. The turbulence stirred up by surprising resistance lately has been about more than simply testing nerves. It has provided a stage for demonstrating how objectives are maintained when surrounded by confusion and volatility. Disputes arising with allies once considered unwavering, unexpected malfunctions disrupting high-stakes work, and manipulations attempting to pull focus, each challenge observed with interest by someone seeking evidence of steady leadership. It's not the absence of obstacles but the unwavering response that stands out. Impressions have been shaped by the ability to hold steady even as tempers fray and accusations circulate. Remaining composed in the face of unfounded blame, refusing to rise to the bait when provoked, and holding to silence when others expect escalation, these responses are what separate those ruled by circumstance from those anchored by internal clarity. The careful witness to these actions has become convinced of a depth of principle unshaken by shifting tides, and that understanding will shape the next chapter unfolding soon. A shift radiating outward has begun to leave traces on everyone who crosses the path, often lingering far beyond the moment. Short interactions seem to generate an undercurrent of motivation, sparking fresh thinking that persists long after. Simple dialogues tend to deepen, veering into insights that open doors previously unseen. Group encounters carry a ripple effect, altering the atmosphere in ways difficult to pinpoint but impossible to ignore. A refined level of artistry has quietly emerged in the background, signaling readiness for challenges that require advanced skills and vision. The hidden body of work produced away from the spotlight bears hints of an individual prepared for demanding audiences. Written expressions carry weight shaped by lived experience, solutions crafted under pressure reveal resourcefulness born of necessity, and the ease of communicating complex ideas signals countless hours spent bridging gaps for those slow to understand. In a world searching for rare combinations, a discerning individual has measured these demonstrated qualities against demanding requirements. What's been sought is not just technical skill, but a fusion of thoughtful execution, vision, emotional depth, and a balanced spirit, attributes seldom encountered together. When found in one place, the search itself feels resolved and the next steps become clear. Interactions with draining personalities have acted as a training ground for discerning where to direct energy. Demands for attention from those offering little in return, criticism from individuals who shirk their own standards, and efforts to minimize achievement have all refined the ability to detect and dismantle negative cycles at their onset. Chosen solitude is less about stepping back and more about intentionally selecting which influences to allow in, ensuring the right environment for personal evolution. When activities lose their previous pull, when people once close become strangely out of sync, when familiar places start to exhaust rather than energize, these are signs that internal expansion has outpaced old surroundings. An observer on the outside, once skeptical, has seen these changes dismantle their doubts. Instead of reinforcing cynicism, repeated proof of growth has challenged old beliefs, marking a profound transformation for both sides. This unfolding perspective has gradually built a reservoir of intent that now seeks a tangible outlet. Encounters at social gatherings, professional networking, and even fleeting conversations have woven together a fabric of trust. The profile created by daily actions and subtle choices now stands as a testimony stronger than any formal statement or credential. Approaching challenges in the spirit of shared success has caught the attention of someone long immersed in more ruthless arenas. By supporting others while never compromising one's own trajectory, a new model of collaboration has been demonstrated, one that leaves space for both personal excellence and collective achievement, proving there's another way to rise. Circumstances that have constrained progress have become catalysts for inventive thinking and strategic diplomacy. Lean resources demanded creativity. Complex personalities required tact and patience. Systemic flaws drove the search for smarter routes. Each obstacle, though seemingly limiting, has been building readiness for responsibilities that stretch far beyond what's been visible so far. Events that once seemed disconnected will soon reveal themselves as threads in a single, intricate design. Traits that once created distance or confusion have now drawn notice from those who seemed unreachable. Difficult periods, previously devoid of explanation, are about to be reframed as essential steps for what's unfolding. Endurance shown during quiet, unrewarded stretches will prove to have been quietly building a foundation for an arrival long in the making. What once appeared to be two separate chapters will soon meet at the same horizon, making the underlying symmetry undeniable. Ripples from daily actions have traveled further than expected, quietly shaping perceptions far outside familiar territory. Encouragement offered in fleeting exchanges, patience exercised in moments of challenge, and steadfastness displayed when it would have been easier to yield, these simple gestures have accumulated in places never seen, gathering weight with people whose circles extend beyond anything previously considered. The mosaic built from small, consistent choices has reached ears and eyes previously thought inaccessible. A shift has also been occurring in the mind of someone who's been quietly observing. Their worldview, once shaped by disappointments and skepticism, is being tested by continued evidence of trustworthiness. Instead of retreating behind old barriers, they're rethinking what's possible in collaboration, recognizing that genuine dependability can break patterns of failed partnerships. Their own evolution, sparked by repeated proof, signals the emergence of trust where only caution lived before. Observers skilled at reading emotional climates have found themselves struck by the steadiness maintained in the eye of the storm. Responding to harsh words with restraint, handling provocation without surrendering to reaction, choosing thoughtful responses over hasty retaliation, these behaviors have marked a difference that stands out when most are swept away by turbulence. The ability to remain composed where others might unravel has revealed readiness for demanding situations. There's also been recognition for a unique approach to mastery and progress. Instead of chasing surface-level solutions, time and energy have gone into reshaping the very foundations of talent. Hours spent refining unseen skills, tenacity shown in confronting unfamiliar material, and humility displayed even at advanced levels, all have highlighted a kind of growth immune to shortcuts. This deep work has convinced even the most critical of onlookers that the next level of responsibility will be met with integrity, not entitlement. Strong personalities appearing along the journey have played a more intricate role than surface tension suggests. Their opposition has been quietly shaping both conflict navigation and providing a living demonstration of how to keep perspective under provocation. By dealing skillfully with those intent on stirring unrest, the ability to diffuse complexity and preserve composure has been forged. The acumen developed here will serve as a toolkit when navigating the intricate web of interactions that come with greater reach and responsibility. Resourcefulness in moments of scarcity has become its own testament. Sticking to principled action even when resources thinned, never sacrificing excellence for comfort, and investing in skill building despite uncertain payoff, these habits have not gone unnoticed. Someone evaluating from afar has watched as fortune and adversity were met with the same steady hand, recognizing this steadiness as a sign that larger opportunities can be entrusted without fear of mission drift. Mastery over both success and setback has built a trustworthiness rare enough to attract life-changing offers. The manner in which appreciation is processed, neither clinging to applause nor shrinking from it, reveals depth of character more than public declarations ever could. Quiet preparation for this season has unfolded in the realm of hunches, nighttime visions, and sudden clarity. These inner promptings have tuned awareness to the kinds of signals and alignments that will matter most as new horizons draw near. Shifts in priorities, certainty about values, and a resolve to refuse shortcuts, all reflect the inner calibration aligning with the opportunities set to arrive. Opportunities for movement and immersion in new places are acting as catalysts, broadening understanding in ways not initially obvious. Connections formed while exploring, insights gained through unfamiliar customs, and exposure to diverse perspectives have been accumulating, building a mosaic of knowledge vital for future roles. Health upgrades and renewed physical vitality have done more than boost well-being, they're foundations for sustaining the demands of what's ahead. Each step toward greater vitality prepares both body and mind for the intensity of coming chapters.